Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com, and this is our full review of the Microsoft Surface RT. Let's get to it. The Surface RT is very important for Microsoft. For the company, it's a hero tablet that represents the new Windows, one that is more focused on touch and less focused on keyboard and mouse input that characterized the last 30 years of computer interaction. But Microsoft isn't parting ways with their past either, as that would be too risky, and because many still rely on the productive Windows desktop environment. And so Windows 8 is somewhat of a combination of the old and the new. The Surface RT runs Windows 8 RT, which is really an answer to iOS and to Android that runs on tablets, even though Microsoft would lead you to believe that it's in a class of its own. The RT version of Windows 8 only runs applications designed to run on ARM processors like the Qualcomm Snapdragon, the Exynos, and the Tegra 3, which is what is found inside the Surface RT. We'll talk more about this limitation later. Let's take a look at the Surface. We're going to talk mostly about hardware and performance in this video. If you want to learn more about Windows RT, be sure to check out our RT explanation and walkthrough video where we talk more about the new operating system. The Surface is undoubtedly a unique, beautiful, and durable piece of technology. It's made out of metal, or vapor mag as Microsoft calls it, so it's cool to the touch. While the casing does feel durable, we oddly found the Microsoft logo on the back to start chipping away just a few days after use. This is likely an isolated instance, and we've yet to hear of other Surface units experiencing this defect. The design, like many tablets, is tapered around the edges, giving the appearance of thinness. At a bit less than 1.5 pounds, the Surface RT is about the same weight as the full-sized iPad. So it's not lightweight, but it's easier to hold with one hand thanks to some really interesting weighting that feels concentrated in the middle of the tablet. It feels significantly better to hold than the iPad. The display is 10.6 inches and 1366 by 768 resolution, granting it a 16 by 9 aspect ratio. That means that you won't have black bars while watching HD content, but it'll also mean that using the Surface RT in portrait is very awkward. The screen is just quite tall in that orientation. There's a capacitive start button on one of these bezels, and we've yet to see a tablet with a capacitive button for a good reason. When you hold a tablet in various ways, your fingers are always resting along the bezels. On the Surface RT, mispresses of this capacitive start button are unfortunately very common. Here on the left side we have a speaker, 3.5mm headphone jack, and volume rocker. Over on the right is a groove that helps you extend the kickstand. On the top, we have two microphones to help with noise cancellation, plus a power button. Then on the other side we have a second speaker, a micro HDMI output jack, and a USB port, which will work with USB flash drives, mice, keyboard, and even printers. Then on the far right is the proprietary charging connector. Let's talk more about this touch cover. It's a $100 to $120 option that integrates quite well with the Surface, even if it is overpriced. Thanks to some strong magnets, you can easily snap the touch cover into the connector, whether you are using the Type model or the one with the flat keys like we have here. Then if you fold out the kickstand, you have a mini laptop setup that works quite well on a table or even on your lap. The touch cover itself wraps around the device and has an interesting felt-like texture, which is a great contrast to the cold metal of the other side. It's a really interesting effect. The keys on the keyboard take a lot of getting used to on the touch cover. They're nearly flat as if you're typing on a display, like a capacitive display, but you can actually rest your fingers on the keys without the keyboard registering presses. It's something you have to experience to understand, but we can tell you that even with a good amount of practice, we were left longing for a tactile keyboard. And integrated into the touch cover is a trackpad. While it's really small, it's quite usable and handy if and when you decide to dive into the desktop environment of the Surface, which, in RT, is a bit of an illusion because you can't run any regular Windows apps in there. We actually would recommend that you find a Bluetooth keyboard with tactile keys and an integrated mouse pointer, which can be had for less than $50 on Amazon. The touch cover is just too expensive and not good enough. Now back to the screen. While the pixel density of the display is quite low, and you'll be able to see pixels, the quality of the screen is excellent thanks to great color saturation and good viewing angles. When you're using the smart cover and are sitting several feet away from the Surface RT, the pixelated screen doesn't look too bad, but move closer and you'll see that text is pretty grainy. Let's take a look at a select number of apps and see how they perform on the Surface RT. First, let's take a look at one of the best games we could find in the Windows 8 App Store, and they keep changing the name of the App Store, so we're going to call it the Windows 8 App Store. It's called Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and it costs $10. We hope that Windows 8 apps aren't going to be expensive because it'll act as yet another barrier for people to get an iPad or an Android tablet where app prices are half as much. So here in Hydro Thunder Hurricane, we can see that while the effects with the water is impressive, the game is quite laggy. This could be because of unoptimized software, or perhaps the Tegra 3 is underperforming. Either way, for $10, this isn't a good enough experience. But we were glad to see the Netflix and Hulu apps in the Windows 8 App Store, both of which provide beautiful and clean interfaces, albeit long load times when not in RAM. Watching video on the Surface RT is a pleasant experience thanks to the 16:9 aspect ratio display, the kickstand, and the great weighting. It just makes for a really good video player. We just wish the dual speakers were louder. Then we have Skype, which is now owned by Microsoft. We were hoping for an amazing Skype experience, but we were let down. While the stand on the Surface RT puts the camera at just the right angle for a video chat, we were unimpressed by the quality of the video, even when over a strong Wi-Fi connection on both ends. What's more, we didn't appreciate the advertising that now appears in the Skype app. And finally, in terms of battery life, the Surface will get you through a workday of about 8 hours, just as long as you're not playing videos or games, which has a huge negative impact on battery life, but that's not unique to the Surface. That happens with all tablets. In terms of charging speed, the Surface RT powers up quite quickly, giving you a full charge in as little as 3 hours. This is more than twice as fast as the iPad. So here's what we like and what we don't like about the Surface RT. We like that the Surface's hardware is truly unique. We like that the battery life is reasonably good as long as you're not playing a lot of games, and we like that the display, while low resolution, is well saturated and bright with good viewing angles. What we don't like is that Windows RT is a broken concept and doesn't do either of its functions particularly well. We don't like that the performance of the Surface RT is laggy at times, and we don't like that the touch cover is so expensive. So in the end, we cannot recommend the Microsoft Surface RT. It has great hardware, there's no doubt about that. Microsoft did a great job on the design of the Surface RT, but it's laggy and slow a lot of the times, and it runs Windows RT, which is just not a pretty picture. So we cannot recommend the Surface RT. We give it a 6 out of 10. Let us know what you think about the Surface RT. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and that's it for now.